What is our crime prevention product?
So the crime prevention product that we're doing is a community-based policing policy and strategy. So community policing is moving away from centralized policing that practices reactive policing to a more decentralized police structures that encourages a proactive problem-solving approach where the police work in close partnerships with the communities they serve. A philosopher's quote is organizational strategy that promotes new partnerships between people and their police. It is based on the premise that both police and the community must work together as equal partners to identify, prioritize, and solve contemporary problems such as crime, fear of crime, social and physical disorder, and overall neighborhood decay, with the goal of improving the overall quality of the life. So our product is to reduce assaults through this community policing strategy by having police have close community ties and actively participating in the community to reduce assaults and create a better community to live in. So one of the theories that explains this and like the root cause of the creation of our product would be the deviant place theory. So the deviant place theory would apply to this product because assaults mainly occur on the outskirts of town. So assaults have a high tolerance to be located in rural parts of the city where many people are socially disorganized. So this causes more people to be in contact with criminal offenders who are irrespectful of their own behavior and lifestyle. So community policing among those areas should help reduce assaults in these deviant areas. So basically, police having a proactive approach in going into those areas and communities in those deviant areas where all crimes are mainly committed. Police have a known and friendly presence there, so community is more likely to be involved and basically report those crimes, or less likely to actually commit those crimes because the proactive approach of the police being present there in a positive way. So another theory is the social structure theory that applies to the creation of this product. So social structure theory relates to Ottawa's root cause of assault. So you look in Ottawa, there is 1 in 5 children living in poverty, and that doesn't even bring to the broad spectrum of everything else. So the theory of the social structure explains how people living in poverty have a higher chance of becoming criminals due to inadequate needs to survival. So this reason for assault to happen is people who are in lower class are trying to gain social structure. So a lot of the halfway houses and a lot of the homeless shelters are in Ottawa, and there is a lot of need in Ottawa. So having police involved in the community and maybe even part of the homeless shelters, making their self-presence, knowing the homeless, because community policing is all about knowing your community, knowing your homeless, just basically being everyone's friend, or being your mediator, or being your mentor, or being everything like that. Being presence in those social welfare areas would be a proactive approach in helping reduce the assaults in those areas.
How does the product meet the needs of the community?
Our crime prevention product would meet the needs of the communities in Ottawa by allowing more civilians to feel safe and secure for the amount of assaults that happen each year. Families and friends would feel more secure knowing that community policing is there to help put an end to needless assaults. Not only with victims feeling safer, but potential offenders will be deterred from involving in deviant behavior like assaulting other people. Our product would be the perfect solution to allow for small town communities who live on the outskirts of town to come together and put an end to deviant behavior where crime rates are really high.
How does the product meet the needs of the victims?
The product we chose is community policing, and this will meet the needs of the victims of assaults in many ways. First, having more police officers to patrol the streets of Ottawa will help prevent assault from happening. Being able to stop assault will benefit the society greatly. Secondly, having more police officers who will investigate the assault to make sure that the offenders get the proper punishment and the victims get the justice he or she deserves.
Explain how the product is clearly aimed at reducing future incidents from a both crime prevention standpoint and a reduction standpoint.
We have chosen is aimed at helping prevent assault from happening, as well as helping the criminals from committing the crime. Having more community police officers in Ottawa will create an awareness to the citizens, which will help reduce the assault in Ottawa. Also having more police officers will help the people to stop committing this offense. Grant Ford in 2007 did just this.
Is there evidence that proves community policing actually works?
We strongly believe that our crime prevention product will indeed have great success in reducing crime. After doing some research as a group, we were able to find information that shows that community policing is an effective form of crime prevention. In 1995, in Atlanta, Georgia, they developed a 3-step plan to help collaborate on community issues such as homicide, gang violence, and juvenile crime. During the 6 years that the PAC program was enforced, 27% of homicide rates in Atlanta decreased. So that there just shows that this crime prevention product does indeed work. The United States National Institute of Justice in 1992 reported the results of the Community Policing Partnership in Seattle, Washington. They claimed success since crime statistics showed a dramatic improvement in the quality of life of citizens.
We are now going to show you a video to explain how community policing works.
In December 2003, 2005, Rosewood Avenue, 2 black males sitting on a white male behind that address were found.
I've been in and out of prison, but look at me now. Yeah, I'm still living in the east side, but I got kids. I gotta work. I have my own car.
Central East Austin is broken down into 10 districts, and each officer is assigned a district. To promote community policing, the officers are required to go talk to the businesses, get to know the businesses, get to know the neighbors, get an idea of who's who around the neighborhoods. And one of the things that we implemented also is a fixed shifts, where the officers that work days stay on day shift, and there's officers that work evenings and nights. So the people in the community know that this officer is always going to be there during the nighttime, and they know him by name, and they've seen him around, and they get to know him.
What are the potential barriers to the product, and do you have a solution for them?
So there's some potential barriers you might ask to our product, but we do have some solutions to that. So a potential barrier for this would be community resistance in our crime prevention product. So community engagement is required for the active participation of members of the community. They must actively engage in efforts to enhance community safety for themselves. This requires residents to be forthcoming in providing information to the police and promptly report crimes where they occur. So citizen involvement also requires citizens to participate in activities such as youth-oriented crime prevention projects or sanctioned neighborhood patrols. So basically, our solution to this barrier would be to have community block parties, community functions where everyone gets involved and aware of what the police are doing, and just to make police more of not a feared object with that stigma, but more or less to be friendly, and just to realize that police are there to help instead of to be that bad person that most people are typically aware of police being or have that stigma of.